And big up to everybody around the world right now. For those who know who I am, shouts out to you. For those who don't know who I am, big up to you too. I love each and every one of you. That's all that matters. Family, make this short and sweet. I'm here. I'm here. And I'm here. I am you. You are me. Family, we need to start separating ourselves from the dark moon, the source energy. The dark moon, which we can all see in the sky at the eclipse, when the eclipse is shown. Family, this is what we all are part of. For consciousness, the oneness, the calmness. If you look, each time you have an eclipse, or just type into your YouTube an eclipse, which is a circle, dark moon. A dark moon is something there's nothingness, there's nothing going on, family. We need to start separating ourselves, stop separating ourselves from this dark moon, because this is what we all are. We are all part of that one thought consciousness. How about that? Oh, the shine. Take my lip. My lip appeal, but all the shine is from the camera and the light. Family, once you understand this, you have to understand that is the dark moon. Out of darkness came light. So each and every one of us are connected to that dark moon, that dark source, that oneness, that energy. Family, that's why it's very important to understand that each person is copper melanated beings. And as you are further away from the darkness, is the more you're closer to what we call the devil, which is life, which is the physicality. So out of darkness came light. The lightness represents the physicality, and the darkness represents the oneness which we all came from. In the spiritual realm, in our thoughts, if we go back to our consciousness, we are all just thoughts. If we close our eyes, we are all just thoughts. When we go back to sleep, we are all just thought. When we go into a coma, we also thought. But in particular, that thought, the balance of that thought is nothingness, calmness, nothing is happening. And this is where it's the most powerful magic. This is where creation happens, because before the word, in the beginning, there was the word, but before the word, there was thought. And before the thought, there was nothingness. And this is what we're all a part of. We are just thoughts, nothingness, expressing ourselves as individuals in this fantastic, amazing plane of existence. Now, it's very important that this message goes around the four corners of the world, because we need to start tongue-toasting ourselves with the fact that, boom, bam, like, it is important, obviously, the dark melanated and the light melanated, the concentrated of copper melanated, that's in your melanin type, what people refer to as skin, because that means the vibration and frequencies that you're picking up is more of a love vibration and frequency, come together, get together. Then obviously the lighter you are with the melanation and the copper within you, you're picking up a more of a what you'd say on a physical realm. This is just a physical. Your emotions are more rational. You like represent the sun. This represents the moon. This is what they want to get. Someone want to get off with the dark moon, the dark moon. Because obviously the darker you are, the more in the physical realm, the more you are connected to the spiritual moon. Yeah, and the light you are, the more you're connected to the sun, the rage. That's why they want you to obviously follow the sun, Jesus Christ. Obviously, what does Jesus Christ represent? Obviously, the sun and the devil, as the dark, the moon, and the sun. Because obviously, he just comes here to explain, don't forget about the moon, the dark moon. Obviously, we've got the physical sun, the rage, the one that gives us life in the physical realm. But you have to understand, behind the physical sun, there's a spiritual mom. And behind the spiritual mom, there is a dark moon, a nothingness, a creator, which we all are. We are just all thoughts, expressing ourselves as individuals. This is the most powerful thing you lot need to know. And this is why I don't really make any much videos. This is why I took my channel down, because what else is there to know? I've broke the system. I've broke every one of you. Don't use these labels. Don't label whatever you want to. You are just for expressing yourself as individuals. That's all you gotta say to them, fam. Like, I know that I'm not even real, fam. Like, this is, I mean, water is condensed sunlight. Water is one that creates electricity, creates energy for free, because obviously through the canals, the quarries, and the reservoirs, you lot are gathering this water, poisoning the holy water, eternal water, pure water, call it what you like, fountain of youth, whatever label you want to put on that. I mean, the fact that I'm still debating whether we still got eternal water on this plane, and then people are coming up to me saying, oh, don't call it holy, call it pure, don't call it holy, call it something else, bro. Doesn't matter what it is from. Oh, it's not holy because, yeah, I know we got water that heals people. Then healing people is, well, listen, it's pure. Very simple. How this holy water is formulated is rainwater through the rocks of the pyramids, because there's pyramids all throughout the entire world. This is how you know the whole entire world was called Egypt at one point, because there's pyramids in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, Hong Kong, Japan. This is how you know at one point the whole world was dark melanated, the whole land was dark melanated, and then we had mermaids in the water. The mermaid water creatures were light because obviously they didn't need as much sunlight, even though they had a bit of melanated and copper, because you need melanation copper to be in the physical realm. Now, obviously the dark melanated were once in the water. We migrated from the water when the land formed, and then we came out on the land. And obviously now, boom, bam, you need the dark melanated. You need the dark melanation in order to absorb the sunlight. The copper is the melanin. Now, yeah, the joke. At one time, out of darkness came light. So out of darkness, at one point, we were all could have been white. We were all pure light at the end of the day. At the end of the day, but then the more conscious you got, the more you grew, the more you learned, the more knowledge and experience, the more darker you became. So you could come out of that water in order to appreciate the sunlight and walk upon love. And emotion just is love, because obviously in the water it's a dog, it's a fishy world. From you see what's going on in the fishy world, so you know there's a war in the fishy world. You know, there's like enough of this done. I'm going on the land from. Yeah, so this is what you have to understand from. So the first land creatures were the first land humans were obviously the dark melanated. This is why everything was promised to us, because obviously we're the ones that were love, and we were equally divided amongst us. Why? Because we're more spiritual. We're more in the moon, the dark moon, in the darkness. Yeah. And then obviously the lighter you are in this reincarnation is the more you're with the sun, but the more you're into rage, the more you're not able to handle emotions, even though in the spiritual realm, in your mind, you still are love. In the physicality, because you're light melanated, you're more unable to control the emotions, the E energy. And this is why everything was promised to the dark melanated. And then this is why I'm trying to explain slavery didn't happen the way you think it happened. It was just love. We were given land to people that we thought, and knowledge to people before that would look like us, being the Irish, the Asian, the Malaysian, what we now refer to as the Chinese, Japanese, but they were obviously Chinese, Japanese engrafted beings made from monkeys, same with the Africans, same with the freaks, the Greeks, the lizards, the reptilians, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it was from we couldn't see them for who they were. But at the end of the day, each person on this planet is made from love. Mother love is the dark moon. You just go back to the dark moon. Once we get back to the dark moon family, your life will be saved. You'll see that we are all equal. But out of darkness came light. And if you just look back on the stories, you'll see that from loss to fruition, to blossom, to bloom, it's vital that the spiritualated ones, the righteous ones, and the ones that are closest to the dark moon and inherit the land back, and each one of us can get it divided amongst us equally. Peace and love, and I'm out.